After completing the peg, you are now ready to assemble. To do so, we'll hit File, we'll hit New, and we'll hit Assembly. There's no perfect way to put this together, but my favorite way to do it is to start off with your bottom board, which is D. After D, I like to insert your components, hit Browse, and I like to start the next one with C. These go together pretty nice and simple. Remember, when you are mating with this app, it's best practice to mate 3 different times with each shape to lock it in place. So I'm going to start with matching up the back sides. Then, from there, I like to mate the top and bottom of that piece, check mark every time, and then line it up both edges. My C and D are now together. Now I'm going to move to my side pieces on my shelf. Next one I'll go to is B. When I go to B, click that in there. Notice it's facing the wrong direction, so I'll take my mouse, put it over the shape, right click and hold, and rotate that to approximately the correct direction. It doesn't have to be perfect though. So I'll hit mate, and I'll match up my 2 sides. Check it. Then I want to make sure the back sides of each of them are equal. I'll check mark. So I'm going to do it incorrectly here on purpose. What I'm going to do is move this B up to the bottom here. So the bottom there and the bottom there. Notice if you do it that way, this routed edge or filleted area is cut into this other part. We don't want that. So instead of accepting it, I'm going to hit X here. And what I want is the bottom area of this and the top of this fillet area. So now it hangs a little bit below, but it looks nice. I'll check mark that, and then I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. I'll do another part B, bring it in. I'll hover over it, rotate it, close again. It's close enough for me. I want to mate this side and this side, get it level, check mark it, check the back and back, get those even, and do that same part. Bottom there and this bottom little 0.75. Check mark. So my bottom portion of the shelf's put together. Now we're going to add the support piece E in. So I'll hit Insert Components, hit Browse, and E. I'll click right there, place it close, and I'm going to mate the back to the back, top to the top, and inside to inside, and check. Notice my router or fillet edge is towards the front on that E, the bottom front. Now I'm going to put my top on. I'll hit Insert Components, I'll hit Browse, and select my A board. Put it on top there. Notice on all my pieces the back is flat. So I'm going to start with my first mate, matching up the back, check. The bottom part should be hitting the top of my sideboards. Now when I mate this edge to this edge, that's even. I want an overhang of 3/4 of an inch. So after I line that up, I'll go down to these 2 arrows here, click it, and type in 0.75. Notice my board went inward. So I'll hit Flip Dimension right here, and it will show correctly. I'll hit check mark. Then you want to look at the shelf, make sure that overhang's correct. It looks correct. So now the only part I have left is to insert the pegs. So I'll insert component, and sometimes after using a document multiple times, it'll show up on the left side here. I'll just select it here and bring it in. I'll rotate it. This one's a little tougher than normal because once you mate one portion inward, it's tough to get to the different points. So I'll hit mate. I like to select the cylinder part there and the cylinder part there. It gets it lined up. Check mark. And then I want to select the outside line here and the airmost part of the peg. And it slots in. Do it one more time. Insert components, peg, rotate it around, get it close, hit mate, cylinder part, check, zoom in, get the inside ring, line up good, check mark, check mark. At this point, it is done. At this point, please save your mirror or your shelf in your folder.